Corey, we have to talk about Shedeur Sanders returning back to practice. He is the topic of discussion, and what we've seen out there displayed today, there's no way in hell he should be fourth on the.
The NFL just got slapped with a reality check they weren't ready for. Shedeur Sanders didn't just step back into Browns training camp. He came storming in with the kind of confidence and focus that makes front offices sweat and depth charts look meaningless. This wasn't a quiet return. This was a statement, the type of return that says you can't bury talent, no matter how hard you try.
Shedeur Sanders back at practice. Kenny Pickett not at practice. We found out Kenny Pickett won't play in the game on Saturday, but Shedeur back at practice. So the big question everybody's asking is Saturday based. If Shedeur plays, is that a play your way into the QB2 spot?
Yeah, the coach would not say whether Shedeur is definitely going to play. He said he wanted to see how we recovered from today's practice and then practice again tomorrow, the last practice before the game. I would think he's on course to play with Flacco and Dillon Gabriel.
The most poetic part of this whole saga? The Cleveland Browns actually believed they could tuck Sanders away, hide him behind the 4-string label, and break his will. They assumed he'd vanish into the background like so many forgotten names. But here's the thing they didn't account for. Shedeur Sanders isn't built like the rest. He doesn't fold. He multiplies under pressure.
Now, either way they go. Even though Shedeur Sanders is fourth on that depth chart, he's still him. He's still the best quarterback on that football team. I know it, you know it, and guess what? They know it too. You really think Joe Flacco going to go through the year, and especially that first 5 to 6 game, and they going to be winning? Nah, folks, that ain't happening. I promise you, that is not happening. And I'm telling you right now, if Shedeur ever get in a game and he starts, he ain't come back out that field, y'all. They know it too. They can go through all of them they want. They can go through Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel. All of them gonna fail. I'm telling you right now. But whenever Shedeur hits the field,
if you're enjoying, make sure you hit subscribe, because the moment Sanders walked back into that facility after his oblique injury, the atmosphere shifted completely. You could feel it, like the energy of the room had changed. This wasn't a rookie surrendering to his circumstances. It was a competitor returning with his head high, carrying the mindset of someone who knows exactly what he's worth and refuses to let anyone diminish it.
He's looking good. He's looking healthy. There's a pretty ball in this montage. He look like he's stretching it out there. A lot of times I'm sore coming back from a little injury or something like that. I'm always testing it after every movement. I understand putting myself in his shoes. This one's from Cameron Justice. This is going to go over a lot of his clips. A lot of individual drills and all that. But the thing is, Shedeur Sanders is back. We got to see what they're going to say about the preseason.
The Browns thought they had their plan all figured out. Stick with Flacco as the veteran. Let Kenny Pickett get his chance because of draft status. And make sure Dillon Gabriel gets his reps since he was selected earlier. Sanders? They figured he'd just wait in line, a silent 5th rounder grateful for the scraps. But that's not how real winners operate. And Shedeur has been a winner his entire life.
Dillon Gabriel is QB3. Shedeur Sanders is QB4, Tyler Huntley, QB5, and Deshaun Watson is somewhere hanging out outside a massage parlor right now. QB6, waiting to pop up like Jason Voorhees at the end of October to completely massacre your season. Yeah. Again, there is a world where he ends up suing the Browns to be able.
Meanwhile, the numbers kept shouting a truth the Browns front office didn't want to acknowledge. In 9 practices, Sanders was completing 70% of his throws, tallying 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. While others battled inconsistency, Sanders was delivering like he'd been in the system for years. The kid was precise, efficient, and commanding, and yet they still kept trying to push him down.
I'm not here to talk about stats or the game. For what occurred in the draft and what we watched, the spectacle made of him if you're of the belief that we're making an example out of this young black kid from this prominent football family, which I am, then that draft slide is a thing. There's nobody in the organization that has fought for this kid other than the GM. So I think the bricks have been laid for him to fail whenever he hit. It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
This kid, with every odd stacked against him since before the draft, was ready to play. That other box office outside of football, you want to sell jerseys, you want to get people to this fucking nasty ass arena in Cleveland when it's snowing out.
And still, they left him buried at QB4. They acted like his Colorado dominance, 4,134 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, 74% completions, was irrelevant. When the injury hit, it gave critics the excuse they wanted. Some called it bad timing, others called it suspicious. Social media and national outlets erupted with one question: was this really about an injury, or just a way for Cleveland to hide a problem they couldn't explain?
Shedeur Sanders got hurt in practice, and now we really got to ask ourselves if he will ever have a starting spot on this team. The man needs all the reps he can get to prove to this dumbass organization that he is the best choice at quarterback. Because quite frankly, it seems like Dillon Gabriel can go out there, throw 3 picks, and they will still be looking at him as the better option over Shedeur because of his process.
But here's the part most people overlooked. While everyone fixated on depth charts and speculation, Shedeur Sanders was sharpening his mindset. Instead of panicking over missed reps, he leaned into growth. Whenever I get my opportunity, I've got to maximize it, Sanders said, showing the kind of maturity that separates champions from the rest. He treated the setback like fuel, not a dead end, and that's why he's different.
It's good to see him getting back, though, because apparently, according to Nathan Zagura, he's becoming a big head in the entirety of the Browns organization. He's moving along faster than they expected. They see a lot of potential in him, basically, is how it's sounding to me. But I think he's moving on the right direction. I still don't think he's going to end up being anything higher than QB3 come the start of the year, just simply based off of what the Browns used to acquire Dillon Gabriel, what they used to acquire Kenny Pickett. You got to take that into a factor and effect. I don't agree with it, but I just think that's the way it is with this organization.
Then came the preseason debut, and it changed everything. 14 completions on 23 attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, all against Carolina starters. This wasn't junk time success. This was the real deal, and the world noticed. LeBron James himself tweeted support, saying Sanders looked special. The hype was undeniable, but the Browns, they still locked him in at QB4, proving this wasn't about performance. It was about pride.
They're not keeping 4 quarterbacks. Flacco's the starter. We knew that was going to happen with how they were managing Flacco, his reps, time off, and all that. The question is, who's going to be the QB2? From what I'm gathering from all the radio shows, from my gut reaction, is they're going to covet Kenny Pickett. They're going to, whether we like it or not, whether you believe it's the right answer or not, they're going to covet Kenny Pickett. Like, I believe that's going to be their QB2. And that's what I've read or heard from anything I can get my hands on, really. And I could definitely see them doing that because of how they react to everything. This is a coaching staff that does not move quickly with their talent.
The fan reaction told the real story. Twitter, Instagram, ESPN panels, all blasting the Browns for wasting Sanders' talent. Analysts like Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson called Cleveland clueless. Sanders, though, didn't bite. My job isn't to prove people wrong. I prove myself right, he said, exuding confidence. That's not arrogance. It's the mindset of someone who knows exactly what he brings to the table, regardless of what a depth chart says.
I'm confused.
My thing is, he says no reasonable person thinks Sanders will be fully ready to lead a team and consistently attack a complicated NFL defense 3 weeks from now. What about Dillon Gabriel? Has he shown you enough to make them believe that 3 weeks from now he can lead this team against a complicated defense? I digress even further. Has Kenny Pickett ever shown you that he can lead a team against a complicated defense? Because all I know is that what I keep hearing is what you're telling me what he can't do. Like my coach just said in college, find something that he can do. See, you keep telling me what Shedeur can't do. Well, your job as a coach is to put players in position and find something that they can't.
Practice after practice, Sanders kept stacking proof. 7 completions on 9 throws in team drills. Deep shots threaded perfectly. Laser accurate timing routes. This wasn't beginner's luck. This was sustained brilliance. And yet the Browns still tried to bury him with limited reps, forcing him to throw with lower units, while less talented quarterbacks kept getting chances. But real talent refuses to stay hidden, and Sanders kept shining through.
Y'all see Shedeur first game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was at the bar watching that. A lot of upset, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
People around there, a lot of people did not want to see him, you know what I'm saying, be successful. If he'd have fucked up, y'all have been talking crazy about Shedeur. Show some respect.
I questioned how he went about things in interviews.
Mm-hmm.
But after watching how much people hating how bad they want to see him fall, I'm all the way on the other side now. I want to see him win everything. I thought he was gonna get picked in the first round and all that stuff. So
I'm rocking with Shedeur all the way, but I think that is dope that he walked up to the right and said, "Hey man, why you ain't got nothing nice to ever say about me, bro?"
5th round pick, and y'all still hating on him.
Did y'all see about the business side of it? He gets a percentage of every one of his jersey sales.
Oh yeah,
But everybody buying them jerseys. And did y'all see the price of tickets for that preseason game after he announced that he was gonna be the starter?
Crazy,
bro. That shit went from $12 to $150.
And here's the thing, you can't keep a star under wraps forever. Asked why he wasn't getting first-team reps, Sanders didn't lash out. He didn't complain. Instead, he calmly said it wasn't in his control and that he was simply grateful for the opportunity to compete. That's what separates him. No drama, no negativity, just professionalism in the face of unfair circumstances.
Why aren't you getting any reps with the ones at any point?
I don't think that's not my place, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control. So I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, it's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So whenever that is, it is. But it doesn't make me feel down or it doesn't make me feel left out or anything, because I know who I am as a person, I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team. So I can never feel less than, in any circumstance.
But don't confuse patience with weakness. Sanders knows exactly what he's worth. He's choosing the long game even as the Browns shuffle veterans and cling to politics. He took less money than he could have made in college NIL deals just for the chance to prove himself at the highest level. That's not desperation. That's supreme confidence. Meanwhile, Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel all continue to underdeliver, while Sanders waits, ready to take what's his.
Called prime equity. This clause ties into brand legacy and financial future to his on-the-field performance, allowing him to potentially benefit from the value he brings beyond just playing football. It could include things like revenue from merchandise, endorsements, and media appearances. So this means because he came into the NFL already a brand, the NFL has to cut him a piece in order to access that. So y'all thought they were just trying to teach him a lesson because of his ego. It was because he was a brilliant business mind. That's why he went so late in the draft. They were trying to ruin his markability because they knew it was worth money. And they knew whoever he signed to, he was going to put that clause in there. So they were trying to make him look like he wasn't that.
When his chance comes, and it will, the transformation will be instant. This isn't just a kid trying to fit in. This is the son of a Hall of Famer who's lived with pressure his whole life, a college star who thrived in clutch moments, and a rookie who's already proving the doubters wrong. The Browns thought they could bury him at QB4. They thought the injury would derail him, but Shedeur Sanders came back stronger with the kind of confidence that makes depth charts irrelevant. His moment is coming, and when it does, the entire league is going to feel it.
Shedeur Sanders has been playing well, and Gabriel played well in the preseason game. And honestly, baseline, is Kenny Pickett even better than Gabriel? Shedeur Sanders' worst day is probably better than Kenny Pickett, and he's better than Kenny Pickett. We know this. We've seen this in the league. Both these quarterbacks have proved that. There's no reason to keep him. There's no reason to have him. There's no reason. That's the thing about Kenny Pickett. And it's not like I'm biased. It's like I called this out years ago during the draft process that he was.
When his chance comes, and it will, the transformation will be instant. This isn't just a kid trying to fit in. This is the son of a Hall of Famer who's lived with pressure his whole life, a college star who thrived in clutch moments, and a rookie who's already proving the doubters wrong. The Browns thought they could bury him at QB4. They thought the injury would derail him, but Shedeur Sanders came back stronger with the kind of confidence that makes depth charts irrelevant. His moment is coming, and when it does, the entire league is going to feel it.